NBA Domination begins. Logan unlocks full-level Aomine Daiki skills. Episode 31. Staples Center, Los Angeles. John scanned, a magician on the sidelines, laughed and high-fived his friends next to him. I've said long ago that Rogan's games never disappoint. You're right, Maggie, Rose playing so well that I'm starting to fall in love with the new Los Angeles Lakers. The magician's friend laughed too. I apologize to you for what I said to Logan before this, buddy. Ronald is really awesome. Just before the game, when the magician invited his friends to watch the game, he was still a little unhappy. Now, what a fragrance. Ha ha ha, I think you should regret it. The magician's laughter did not diminish. If you buy season tickets early, you may still have a chance to watch every home game of the Lakers with me, but now it's late, and after today, the Lakers' home season ticket purchase difficulty will increase exponentially. His friend began to incense to the magician's expectation. He next wants to rely on the magician's relationship to buy a wave of Lakers home season tickets, which is also in the magician's calculations. Dude, how do you know I want all the home season tickets for the Lakers for the new season? The magician's friend approached Maggie. Please, get me some season tickets. I'd love to see all of Rogan's next games. Everything is in the magician's calculations, and his mood is also very good. Logan really gave himself a long face. It's not just the magician's friends who want to buy all the season tickets for the Lakers' new season home. Many Los Angeles socialites have also started dialing Mitch Kupchak's private phone to get a few tickets to the Lakers' home games. At the beginning of the season, these tickets are actually very high. After all, before the Lakers start the new season, they are regarded as down-and-out giants, and tickets are not valuable. But with the end of the first two games, it has been after the end of this game half. The price of home tickets for the Lakers in the new season has soared like a rocket. The difficulty of purchasing has also increased significantly. Without the relationship between the Lakers' general manager, it is really not necessary to get a hand. Evans, I'll do my best to keep an eye out for you. Downey, I can only say I will fight, but the number is limited. Scarlett, if there is really a ticket available for the home court, I will definitely let you know as soon as possible. Mitch Kupchak's head was about to explode. On the one hand, he wants to turn down calls from the rest of the NBA teams to try to trade Logan. On the other hand, I have to tell those Hollywood stars tactfully, the team's home tickets for the new season are really tight. Even many overseas stars don't know where to find Kupchak's private phone and want to come to the Lakers' home court to watch the game. And I also want to watch those popular events. For example, the Lakers versus the Cavaliers, and the Lakers versus the Warriors. Kupchak really didn't think of that. Rogan's appearance actually caused his phone to be exploded. He really loves and hates this future star of the team. Also full of hate for Logan are the Wizards' backcourt Gemini who played away today. John Wall and Bradley Beal were in the Staples away dressing room without a word. At halftime, neither of them played well on the offensive end. On the other hand, the supernova Logan on the other side, one person did the work of Wall plus Bill. Even better done and more. Totally, do not give away to live. This is. Wizards manager Brooks is still comforting his players. Although 20 points behind in the half, don't give up hope of reversing the game. As long as you don't give up yourselves, no one will be able to defeat you. One thing to say, Coach Brooks' chicken soup pot is still good. It was so delicious that all the Wizards couldn't swallow it. In the end, the Washington Wizards, who came from afar, only scored 86 points in the whole game and were slaughtered by the Lakers 118-86 at home, killing 32 points. 32 points. The Los Angeles Lakers actually beat their opponents by 32 points on their home court. At the end of the game, the American commentator on the sidelines was shocked. You know, last season, the Lakers won the game all season, the biggest winning point difference, it was only 20 points. In other words, Logan's new Lakers have a net win margin for the first home game of the new season. It is already the biggest net winning score in the last two seasons. At the same time, it is also the Lakers' third victory so far this season. The record of 3 consecutive wins in the opening game continues to refresh the record of the Los Angeles Lakers' best opening record in the past 5 years. After the game, the Staples Center scattered cheers in the name of Rogan. Obviously, the number of fans in this harsh stadium, who were gradually conquered by Logan, has increased again. Even harsh Lakers fans have nothing to say about Rogan's performance today. On the ESPN news program in the evening, Stephen A. Smith, a famous basketball commentator and also the host of Logan's Decision, said in the show, "This super rookie from the Celestial Dynasty played in the third quarter again, giving out 46 points, 5 steals and 4 assists. In the first week of his career, Logan scored more than 45 points in all 3 games. That made him the first player in NBA history to play all 45+ in the first 3 games of his rookie season. Look at the big screen showing the data of Rogan's 3 games. Stephen A. Smith brings up the central topic of this evening's show. Now, shouldn't we rationally discuss the probability of Logan winning the first week of the Western Conference Player of the Week? In the selection of the best player of the week, the first thing to look at is the player's weekly data performance. When it comes to data, Logan is absolutely dead. Second, the best of the week is to look at the player's team's single-week record. The Lakers won all 3 of the first 3 games of the season, averaging more than 20+ points per game. In this part of the record, Logan also has no flaws. Unless Rogan's opponent in the first week of the season is even more outrageous. Otherwise, the Western first week of the week's best award is none other than him. Episode 32. In fact, Logan West was the best of the 3 biggest competitors of the week. Except for the first game of the season, James Harden scored less than 30 points in the other 2 games and played averagely. Anthony Davis, who hit a 45+ double-double in the first 2 games, also scored only 18 points in Waterloo in the 3rd game against the Spurs. The Pelicans have lost all 3 games so far this season, and the 3rd game of the thick eyebrow has declined. He's clearly out of the scramble for the best of the week. As for the last contender, Russell Westbrook is truly amazingly effective. In Game 3 of the season, David again blasted a triple-double of 33 points, 11 rebounds, and 16 assists. 2 consecutive triple-doubles, and 2 consecutive triple-doubles at the 30+ scoring level, reignite the suspense of the best of the Western Conference week. The Thunder and Lakers are all 3 wins. The opponents of Westbrook and Logan are the kind that don't have an all-star level. They each carry a team with mediocre fighting skills to be unbeaten in a single week. Team records plus personal data performance, all fully in line with the requirements of the best of the week. Who will be the best of the Western week of the first week of the West? On the United States network, the number of fans discussing related topics once soared to 20,000. Twitter hot search list, the NBA new season first week of the Western Conference best discussion topic heat, straight to the top 3. Russell is a triple-double per week. And it is also a triple-double averaging 35 points close to 40 points per game. Oklahoma just lost Kevin Durant in the summer. Russell one man one city, I pick him. Averaging close to 40 points per game? Isn't that still not 40 points? Yes, Logan is a real 47 points per week. In the history of the NBA, players who average more than 45 per game in a single week are extremely rare, not to mention that Luo is still just a rookie. Best of the West week, I choose Logan. This topic of debate has been arguing from night to early morning. Finally, in the midst of the fans' heated discussion, the NBA officially announced the best candidate for the first week of the new season. In the early morning of October 31st, United States time, the NBA officially announced on its official website, 2016-17, the NBA's first week Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James. Compared with the constant fighting on the Western side, the best battle of the week on the Eastern side was much more uneventful. James played on Wednesday, leading the team to 3 consecutive wins in the game, averaging 21 points, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds per game in a single week. The average triple-double per game, coupled with the team's good record, allowed him to easily win another weekly best of his career. For James's award, most of the fans expressed no feelings. The Best of the Week awards are about to be renamed the LeBron James Award. To be honest, fans have been aesthetically tired when they see James win the award. Immediately afterward, the Best of the Western Week was revealed. 2016-17, NBA First Week Western Conference Player of the Week, Los Angeles Lakers, Logan. Under the background of the nominations of superstars such as Wei Xiao, Harden, Thick Eyebrows, and Du Xiaoshui, etc., rookie Logan turned out to be the first week of the Western Conference Player of the Week. The reason why the NBA officially gave Logan an award is also very simple. Unbeaten in a single week, all 3 wins. He averaged 47 points per game in a single week, the first week of his all-time debut of the Innovation Show. Debuted with 47 points, surpassing Chamberlain and setting a record for scoring in the opening game of the new show. The second game was 48 points and 5x5 data, the 10th all-time 5x5 data winner, setting a record for the highest score in the history of 5x5 data. The third draw was unremarkable, by 46 points. Become the first rookie player in NBA history to score all 45+ in the first 3 games of the season. He scored a total of 141 points in his first 3 career games, surpassing Wilt Chamberlain. Set a new high in the total score of the first 3 games of your career. It's not just the explosion of fire on the offensive end. Logan's stats on the defensive end are equally stunning. averaged 5 steals and 4 blocks per game in a single week. Innovation show player single week steals plus block record. Whether it's the data on the defensive end or the performance on the offensive end, when you discuss it separately, you are making history. Now, these record-setting figures at both ends of the offensive and defensive lines belong to one player. Logan became the player of the week in the first week of the West without any controversy. The NBA official gave a very firm evaluation directly at the end of the award speech. Logan won the best of the week, and it is truly deserved. In fact, when the NBA officials listed all the data that Logan played last week, the records he created. On the internet of the United States, the controversy over the best discussion of the week has basically disappeared. Look at Logan's teammates. Among the Los Angeles Lakers starters, except for War Dang, all the others are rookie players in the past 3 years. NBA officials still understand the ball. Logan won the best of the week. There is no suspense. Congratulations, Logan. He should be the first rookie player in NBA history to be named the player of the week in the first week of his rookie season, right? Fans have sent their blessings to Logan, and the media in the United States have also sent out news feeds in their official headlines. ESPN, the third man in history. In the first week of Logan's rookie season, he was voted the best of the West week. In NBA history, there are only 3 players who won the league's player of the week in the first week of their rookie season. One is O'Neal the Big Shark and the other is Michael Carr/T. Williams. The other is today's Logan. TNT-TV, after 3 seasons. The Player of the Week winner has finally appeared with the name of a Los Angeles Lakers player. The last Lakers player to win the Western Conference Player of the Week was Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. That goes back a few seasons, to the 12-13 seasons that followed. That season, the Lakers formed F4 and pointed to the championship. As a result, Kobe's Achilles tendon was broken, and he barely made it into the playoffs and was swept out by the Spurs. Bryant's last week was the best, and it was the last week of that season. In the 3 seasons since, no player in the Lakers has ever touched the award of the week. To this day, Logan has become the first Lakers player after Kobe Bryant to win the Player of the Week. TNT's news was even retweeted by Kobe Bryant himself. On a personal Twitter, Faisha not only retweeted the news. Tweet at the same time, episode 33, did I read that right? This is really Kobe Bryant's tweet? Kobe noticed Logan too. Since retiring, Kobe has never made any comments about the NBA, not even the Cavaliers' reversal of winning the championship. It's so weird, only Logan can do it. Kobe's tweet has caused widespread discussion on the United States network. Kobe Bryant has rarely spoken about the Lakers since his official retirement in April. Even about the NBA, he didn't send much. Black Mamba is still active in the basketball world, but he is more concerned about his daughter Gigi's women's basketball market. This time, Logan became the first Lakers player to win the week's best after Kobe. And he is also the first person after 3 seasons. Finally caught the attention of the flying man. This tweet, even if Kobe Bryant began to pay attention to the signal of the new Lakers again. Daddy, I like Logan so much. Meanwhile, the United States, Los Angeles. Bryant's mansion. No sooner had he finished tweeting than his youngest daughter, Gigi, rushed into the room excitedly. He also holds an iPad in his hand. On the pad display, it is the NBA official single-week performance highlights prepared for the first week of Western Conference player Logan. Have you seen that, Daddy? Logan's offensive performance is so cool. Gianna looked at the images and couldn't help but love it. If only I had the chance to go live and watch Logan's game, but I've heard that Staples has a hard time getting tickets this season. At this point, Gianna peeked at her father. Are you done? Kobe Bryant just watched his second daughter's performance so quietly. Of course I've seen Logan's collections, but these aren't as wonderful as your daddy's previous ones. Deliberately allowing his daughter to show a little frustration on her expression, Kobe smiled triumphantly. All right, Gianna, when I'm free, find a time to take you to Staples. Before that, you have to give me the opponent to win the next game. Compared with watching Logan's game, Kobe still hopes that Gianna can beat the opponent of the women's basketball team in the weekend game. After retiring from the military, Kobe Bryant has always been that family is more than everything. Thanks, Daddy. But for young Gianna, there's nothing more to be happy about than success in chasing stars. Isn't it to win the game? In order to be able to go live and watch Logan's game, you can win a season. Also in a home somewhere in Los Angeles. Logan, who was asleep, was vaguely awakened by a telephone bombardment. Answer the phone in the haze. The other end of the call came from someone else. It was Logan's own agent, Tyler Finson. Luo, haven't you woken up yet? My phone is about to explode. As soon as the phone was connected, Finsun turned on his own fire output. You can't believe what companies I've been calling me from this night. Company? That's right. Dude, you're hot now. I've gotten business calls from more than a dozen companies. They all want to sign up with you and make you their brand ambassador. Tyler Finsun swallowed his saliva. That's not all. Ro, you've just become the West's first week player of the week, and Kobe Bryant tweeted online to congratulate you. Now, the companies that are looking for you to work with are starting to increase prices. And there are dozens more companies that want you to be a spokesperson. Except for the day after the end of the Logan Summer League. Last night until this point now. Probably the most frequent phone calls in Taylor Finsun's career as a professional agent. There are many large, medium, and small enterprise companies that want to negotiate business cooperation with Logan. Endorsement contracts are flying all over the world, and the salary conditions of endorsement contracts are also rising. With Logan becoming the third rookie player in history to win the Player of the Week award in the first week of his rookie season. These lists, the number of these contracts, all surged. Tyler Finsun can be said to have taken a moment out of his busy schedule to report the news to Logan. Tier-2 airline offers $18 million for 3 years. Rolex offers $54 million in 7 years. Adidas is ready to sign you a signed sneaker contract for 6 years and $55 million. And, breaking the specific salary packages of more than a dozen company endorsements, Taylor Finsun explained, those worthless endorsements, I've helped you take the initiative to get rid of. The rest of these are all high-quality enterprises worth considering signing up. The endorsements of various small and medium-sized companies, even Finsun cannot pass this level. Want to get into Logan's shoes? Stop dreaming. After a cursory look at the approximate salary, Logan rubbed his eyes. These are all good offers, let's set aside for the time being. Good. What the? Logan's understated words made Finsun on the other end of the phone confused. Set aside? Isn't that a polite rejection? Luo, these are all salary treatment after the price increase, which is already a very high-level offer for a rookie. I've been an agent for so many years, I've never seen these companies give a rookie this level of endorsement contract. These companies are all old foxes, and they rarely give such a level of quotation, and the opportunity must not be lost. Tyler Finsun was in a bit of a hurry. These endorsement contracts are absolutely high price and high quality. Miss this time and regret it for a lifetime. Of course I know that, but you just do what I say. Logan stretched out and prepared to get up. Taylor, I'm very confident in my worth. For those companies, my presence is also a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Just like these endorsement contracts, for any player, it is a rare treatment of opportunity. Logan knew very well that his business value was also an asset that these companies were unwilling to give up. You mean to raise the price? Finsun wasn't a fool either, and soon understood what Logan meant. $18 million in 3 years, $54 million in 7 years, $55 million in 6 years, not enough. What Logan wants is more. Episode 34, What? Logan turned down our offer? Are you sure? $50 million endorsement fees are not enough? Logan's team felt our offer wasn't enough at all? They asked us to think again? $55 million signed sneaker contract also can't work? Logan, they want more? When Tyler Finsun ended the phone call with Logan, he immediately replied to the companies. Then, all the companies were dumbfounded. You know, they have already prepared an offer for Logan. Now it is even the second set of offers after the markup. As a result, the price was raised and then attacked, or was it rejected by Logan's team? Boss, is this rookie really worth it? Seriously, it seems like we should change our strategy. This year's rookie market is generally lower, we can scratch the lottery, Logan took himself too seriously, we could have strategically dropped signing him. Almost every company's operations staff member advised his own senior management to temporarily abandon Plan A, who signed Logan. This year's rookies, the market is generally lower, except for Logan and Ben Simmons, who has not played. The signing costs of the other 16 rookies are very small. The money to sign one Logan can be used to sign 3 16-year rookies. There is absolutely no need to waste time and resources on him. You know a fart. Adidas high-level office. Reiner, the head of the Americas region, directly scolded his assistant team. The 16th rookie is indeed generally not high, but have you ever wondered why they are not in the market? Because this year's rookie can't play a performance worthy of his own position. So have you ever wondered why Logan's team would dare to reject our high-paying offer? Watching his assistants collectively dumbfounded. Reiner continues to output. Because of his performance, he has the initiative to sign a contract. I can tell you very clearly that if Adidas abandons signing Logan, other sports brands will give a bigger contract and offer Logan. Reiner knows very well that Logan's refusal is entirely beneficial to the players themselves. Things were exactly what Reiner thought. After rejecting the companies that wanted to sign up for Logan, Taylor Finson also gave it to his friends who worked in the news media. Soon, in a series of news that Logan took the best of the week, setting more than N records. A more conspicuous news headline that took people's attention. Exclusive. Western Conference Player of the Week in the first week of the new season, rejecting multiple endorsement offers. Insider news. Logan turned down Adidas' 6-year, $55 million signed sneaker contract. Don't look at the $10 million contracts. Logan refused to endorse many companies such as Rolex. Many exclusive revelations, insider news, people pay attention to the news, or with obvious numbers of news. $55 million in 6 years? Adidas is a heavy punch. This is the highest level of contract that Adidas has given to rookies in all these years, right? Logan refused. 6 years $55 million, he does not pay attention to it. Logan has this capital, he speaks by his own strength. 6 years $55 million is really not worthy of him. Fans in the United States are frantically talking about the news that Logan has refused to endorse the contract. In particular, it turned down the biggest endorsement contract that Adidas has given to a rookie player in so many years. This news has also attracted the attention of other sports brand companies. Boom. Under Armour is reaching out to the Logan team to offer a 5-year, $60 million endorsement contract. Tianqiao Sports brand Li Ning opened the Logan signing plan, $65 million quotations for Tianqiao Supernova in 6 years. Rice Sports brand. In addition to Nike, almost all the sports brands that can be called have rumors with Logan. And the offer of the endorsement contract, one is higher than the other. Obviously, Logan didn't even need to come forward himself, just by rejecting Adidas. Just raise the value of your own sneaker contract directly. Raise your height with Adidas? The business acumen of the Logan team is good. Meanwhile, Portland, Nike corporate headquarters. In management meetings, Phil Knight frowned as he looked at the many news that came out in a short period of time. Unexpectedly, we watched the situation for a while, and the result became so passive. Boss, Logan's current value is completely hyped. Should we reevaluate his commercial value? Yes, while Logan was excellent in 3 games last week, that performance can't last a whole season. Obviously, with Logan, the stock is now skyrocketing. Nike's management also felt that they should be calm. Although this stock is indeed a potential stock. But they know better than anyone the truth of buying down and not buying up. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Phil Knight thought for a moment. Other brands have more or less quoted Logan for a price, and it is difficult to grasp the scale of the second shot. We haven't made an offer at once now, which is our advantage. To keep an eye on Logan's performance on the pitch, we have to hit it in one hit. Nike does not shoot a shot, must directly take down Logan. Then, this contract must be the kind that has an overwhelming advantage. This kind of high salary offer naturally requires many considerations. What level of contract quote is Logan worth? Maybe his performance in the next few games will determine all this. Coincidentally, Phil Knight's ideas fit inexplicably with those of Logan. Using Adidas's offer to inflate his own value was only the first step in Logan's plan. Purely relying on the power of public opinion/theory, the value of this hype is simply the value of the bubble. Only while the bubble price is high, using his own court performance to make this value sit solid, is Logan's complete plan. Logan's value is too exaggerated. This is a bubble. He's just a rookie, and Ronaldo has played 3 professional games. November 1st, United States time. Los Angeles, Staples Center. Paul George, the core of the Pacers who visited the Lakers' home court, also paid attention to the recent hot news headlines on the internet. Especially on topics such as Logan's value, pickled peppers also have their own views. He agreed that Logan's current value is very vain, like a huge bubble. One poke and break. In the face of the media pre-match interview with the Pepper, do not mind at all. Let this huge bubble be disillusioned at the Lakers' home field. Episode 35. When it comes to sneaker endorsements, Paul George definitely has a say. This summer, Pickled Pepper and Nike reached a new sneaker cooperation plan. Although the annual salary of the sneakers endorsement of the Pickled Pepper is only $5.5 million US. But Nike still decided that it will launch Paul George's first generation of signed sneakers in January next year. Paul George fought for many seasons in the NBA before finally getting his chance to get his own autographed sneakers. As a result, Logan has only just entered the league. After only 3 games, it has become a delicious sneaker spokesperson market? Paul George was the first to disagree. I know exactly what the fans are expecting. At the end of the pregame interview, Pepper directly faced the Lakers fans in the audience. "Sorry, today I want to disappoint the lovely fans." With this sentence down, Pepper ended the interview and turned to join the pregame warm-up. Paul George's pregame remarks are also normal. After all, the recent topic around the endorsement of Rogan's sneakers is too hot. The commentator at the Staples scene summed up the pregame interview with pickled pepper. "Don't talk about PG, even I think the recent heat of this topic is a bit outrageous. Yes, I don't know if Logan's state today will be affected by this huge attention. Public opinion/discourse can sometimes help people, but it can also harm people. The pressure on Rogan's body is visible to the naked eye." Plus, before today's game, Paul George made it clear that he wanted to puncture this huge bubble at Logan's home stadium. Logan has to face not only what pressure, but also the focus of the NBA's top flank defenders. Pressure? I don't have that word in my dictionary. However, Logan, who was interviewed by the media before the game, shrugged his shoulders easily. "I just hope the fans on the sidelines are ready to cheer, and that's it." After saying this, Logan also waved his hands at the Lakers fans in the audience. "Signal the fans to cheer a little louder. I like this boy's personality, and I am not afraid of the pressure of the collapse." John the Magician, who was in the audience, clapped his friends around him. "Listen to me, man, today's game will definitely not disappoint you. I'm looking forward to Logan's performance." The Magician's friend laughed and responded, "I'm waiting for him to blow up his opponent." The cheers of the Lakers fans rekindled, and the starters of the two teams appeared one after another. The Lakers' starting point is still Russell plus Old Dunhead plus Randall plus Nance Jr. and Rogan. Luke Walton did think about getting Brandon Ingram to start. However, Inga's performance in the first 3 games was very average, and the time for mentioning the starting line could only be temporarily shelved. As for putting Nick Young on the starter, Walton also considered it. It's just that Logan needs the ball, and Nick Young's finishing type of player is really not a match. The first runner on the Pacers side is Jeff Teague plus Monta Ellis plus Sadie Young plus Miles Turner and Paul George. The center forwards on both sides stood on the center line and the referee threw the ball high. The next moment, Turner defeated Nance Jr. and took the lead in handing the ball into Jeff Teague. The Pacers controlled the offensive ball of the opening first attack. Teague took the ball and walked quickly to the front, passing the ball to find Monta Ellis on the other side. The pickled pepper wrapped around the front and reached for the ball, but Ellis's backhand was a gesture to pull away. Among the Pacers, if you have an opinion on Logan, why not just pick a pepper? Ellis has been in the league for many years and is also a fairly stylish player. As a result, the endorsement contract for so many years could not be delivered at all. Look at Logan now. $55 million in 6 years can't be seen? Who gave him the courage? Although the ball took off half a step inside the free throw line. But looking at Logan's starting height, he can definitely complete a real combat dunk at the free throw line. Staples Center, Los Angeles. 2 commentators on the sidelines commented on Logan's aerial change of hands and dunks. The altitude of Logan's soaring and gliding distance of this ball made the narrator shine. It had been a long time since they had seen a gliding tomahawk at such a distance in actual combat. Logan never disappoints. So handsome, this dunk will definitely be selected as today's top 5. Not only today's top 5, this week's top 10, this dunk will definitely be among them. Although the new week has just begun, it is in the eyes of Lakers fans on the scene. This dunk that Logan sent shortly after the opening has already locked up the top 1 position of this week's top 10 goals in advance. He said, "I don't beep without signed shoes?" Meanwhile, on the pitch, Rodgon was both capped and snatched, and even directly sprayed to death by a sentence, and complained to the pepper, "PG, this boy is crazy. Enough, Monta, say 2 words less." Paul George patted his teammate on the shoulder, "Give him to me." Giving his teammates a determined look, Bubble Pepper took the initiative to ask for the ball at the offensive end, ate the old dang head alone, and scored 2 points in the middle range. Offensive and defensive conversion, Lakers offense. Russell held the ball through the half and found Logan as soon as possible. Boo. Basketball started, Logan quickly put his hand up, dodged the defender's sudden steal, and then turned sideways, grabbed the ball with one hand, and pulled away behind him. Oh, the Indiana Pacers changed their strategy on the defensive end? In the battle of positions, they chose to let Paul George defend Rogan, just like the live narrator said. The Lakers opened the first round of the position battle offense. The player on the Pacers side used to defend Logan was not Monta Ellis, but Paul George. In just 1 minute of the opening, the ace players on both sides actually directly faced each other. This is really rare in the eyes of the 2 commentators. Don't say it's that they think it's rare. Pacers coach Nate McMillan on the sidelines was also full of question marks. "I was indeed prepared to let the Peppers defend Rogan, but that had to be the decisive moment. How does this magnify the move at the beginning? Obviously, the pickled pepper defending Logan is not the intention of the team manager. It's his own idea. That's the end of your show, young man. Sticking to Logan, Pepper's mouth was not idle. The whole world has been deceived by your performance in the previous games. You've never had an NBA top defense. From now on, I'll make it clear to you where you are in this league. Pepper not only has to lock Logan fiercely, but even after completing his defense, he has to say a word. Welcome to the NBA. I hope your defense is as strong as your mouth. Logan, who was holding the ball, his eyes lit up, and instantly started from the ball-free state at full speed. The most powerful thing about Qingfeng Dahui Wild Buff is the startup speed under the instantaneous explosion. From stationary to maximum speed, in just a moment. Whoosh! Paul George didn't have time to react when he saw the Lakers 7 flash in front of him. By the time he came back, there was no one in front of him. WTF. The reaction of the pickled pepper was very fast, and he was stunned for half a second, and he quickly opened his hand and turned back to defense. Snap. However, at the moment when he turned around with open arms, the crisp sound of slapping his arms sounded. One step past the defensive Logan, right next to the pickled pepper, waiting for the other person's palm to slap on his own arm. Beep. While the referee on the sidelines honked his whistle decisively, Logan threw the ball with one hand with his heavily disturbed right hand. Although this posture is a lucky shot for a normal player. But for Logan, who is blessed with amorphous shooting, this ball is the base exercise. The basketball draws a perfect arc in the air and runs through the net. The referee then gave a gesture, 2 points are valid and a penalty is added. It seems. Successfully causing 2+1, Logan glanced at the dumbfounded pickled pepper next to him. Your defense is not strong enough. Under the watchful eye of Paul George, who was so angry that he stomped his feet, Logan stepped onto the free throw line and easily scored the extra penalty. Logan's instantaneous activation ability is too exaggerated, and his first step speed can be on the NBA line. It's absolute. I don't know how many times I've seen defenders stand like stakes and watch Logan go inside. Even Paul George couldn't keep up with Logan's first steps. His speed and explosiveness were too great. Between the two commentators' words, the pickled pepper was immediately colored at the offensive end. Eat old dang head raw and kill into the inner line with his hands to buckle little Nance. After Paul George finished the partition, he did not forget to look angrily at Logan's position. The meaning revealed in the eyes seems to be saying, again. Pickled Pepper's eyes looked like they were going to eat people, but Logan wasn't afraid of that. The Lakers attacked, and Russell pushed through the half. Logan leaned low to ask for the ball, and Russell decisively shoved the ball into Logan's hand. Boo. Basketball starts. Logan does not give the defense of their own bubble spit garbage talk, only one step of the ball, quickly turn around, turn over and shoot back. Back on your back. Paul George is not afraid of this. He is taller than Logan, and his arm span also has a slight advantage. What's more, the bubble pepper's bounce was excellent, and Logan's ball didn't use the power to grab the space. Under normal circumstances, Paul George is absolutely sure that he will give this ball to the cap. However, this time it is an abnormal situation. Logan's back was tilted back, almost parallel to the ground. Qingfeng Dahui Extreme Lie Flat Recline. Logan threw the ball before he was about to fall to the ground. The basketball dodged the fingertips of the pickled pepper, drew an extremely outrageous arc, and hollowed into the net. Beep. As Logan fell to the ground and shook his fist in celebration, the referee's whistle sounded again on the sidelines. When the bubble pepper pounced on the defense, the lower body action was not clean, and was directly caught by the referee, and then blew a defensive foul. Gave Logan another 2+1 chance. This is the best defensive inner of your team? Before stepping onto the free throw line, Logan shrugged helplessly at Monta Ellis. Then you are not saved today. Episode 37, Paul George's mentality collapsed. If he couldn't defend himself against Logan, he didn't care. The guy on the other side actually talked. That's it for your own defense. That's all. The key is that the pickled pepper wants to get back to the field. However, it was directly replaced by the team's coach Nate McMillan to the off-court rest. Not long after the game started, Paul George received his second foul of the game. Coach Nate McMillan decisively switched him off the pitch, and the Pacers' squad strength dropped a few notches in an instant. It was all Logan's part, and he used his personal abilities to beat Paul George off the field. Pickled Pepper was fouled twice in a row by Logan, and could only rage incompetently off the field. On the court, the Pacers, who lost the core of the team's offensive and defensive core not long after the opening, were not opponents of the Lakers at all. Or rather, not Logan's opponent at all. On the offensive end, Logan is like entering no man's land, chopping melons and chopping vegetables like breaking the iron barrel of the Walkers. Back on the defensive end, Monta Ellis was the offensive core of the Pacers' loss of the Peppers. Unfortunately, this offensive core is facing Logan today. Ellis was frozen directly by Logan, and the Pacers had to rely on Miles Turner to support him on the inside. In the first quarter, the Lakers scored a high score of 33 points at home. The Pacers, who lost the pickled pepper, scored only 14 points. The huge point difference of 19 points behind in the first quarter left the Pacers all up and down, losing sight in their eyes during the break. Nate McMillan poured chicken soup like crazy to wake up the mentally disturbed players. Unfortunately, it doesn't work at all. Aside from the fact that Pepper still has a bit of fighting spirit, the rest of the Pacers players have been overwhelmed by Logan's terrifying offensive and defensive performance. On the other side, Lakers fans have begun to celebrate the victory in advance. With a lead of nearly 20 points in the first quarter, the Pacers were all out of form. This game has ended early. The facts were exactly as the fans expected. At the beginning of the second quarter, Pepper took the rotating players to the court to grab points, and as a result, they encountered the Lakers side of the score-grabbing team. Reed plus Yang Xiaoxiao will not, once the scoring aspect enters the state, it is also unstoppable. The pickled peppers are almost crying. Logan's state today is also broken. Why are the Lakers bench double guns in such good shape today? Paul George's one-man offensive firepower was actually offset by the Lakers' rotational lineup. This is not good news because the commentator on the sideline looked at the Lakers players on the sidelines. Logan is coming back, just like the narrator chatted. Logan rewrapped himself and followed the trend of 8 o'clock, once again widening the point difference. At halftime, the Lakers' lead has come to 25 points. In the end, the Indiana Pacers officially abandoned the game after the third quarter. The Lakers starters, led by Logan, enjoyed a wave of three-quarter punch card treatment and comfortably watched the last quarter of the game. We weren't prepared enough for the game and the players were too careless. The game was over, and Nate McMillan, who had lost the match, was a little helpless. Paul George's defense in the opening period was too casual, and his early double foul made the move of the game. Logan did a good job at that. He knew very well that with PG, we lost Mr. Key to the score. There is no doubt that the player who changed the trend of this game is Logan. He left Monta Ellis completely inaccurate on the offensive end. Let Paul George commit 2 fouls early, sit off the court and watch the team be pulled apart by huge points difference, incompetent and furious. This young player from the Celestial Dynasty, with his own strength, broke the Pacers' wings and had no chance to take off. Logan, it's not simple. The air conditioning in Staples was uncomfortable and I wasn't quite comfortable. Immediately after the interview with Pepper, 2 words of disbelief have been written on the face: everything will be different in Indiana. When Logan comes to my turf, I'll entertain him. Put down the harsh words, the Pepper turned around and left, leaving the reporters on the scene aback that did not dare to admit defeat. Although today Pepper lost the data and lost, he really did not accept the loss. After throwing the pot to the air conditioner of the Lakers' home field, the pickle pepper can also be regarded as leaving a letter of war to Logan. Battle Indiana. That's why Logan rejected those offers. The Lakers player Nance Jr., who was interviewed on the other side, is already Logan's loyal little brother. Look at the data he handed over today, guys, this is his capital. In the whole game, Logan played 33 minutes, and the 4th consecutive game exploded 45 plus. 47 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 blocks in the third quarter. Dominate both ends of the offensive and defensive ends. Continued the previous week's hot performance. Under this kind of performance, it is completely reasonable to reject the endorsement quotation contracts of those companies. Logan's first game of the second week continued the previous week's hot performance, but also made the voices on the internet who questioned his refusal to quote much smaller. Just like Nance Jr. said, if you can play the level of data performance of Logan, the initiative to sign is on yourself. It is reasonable to reject those offers of tens of millions of dollars. Logan's fiery state continues. On November 3rd, the Los Angeles Lakers played the Orlando Magic. The Magic lost Victor Oladipo in the summer and have just one win in the first 4 games of the new season. The winner was the Philadelphia 76ers, who were the league's penultimate finishers. Facing the Lakers, who have won 4 consecutive games since the beginning of the game, the Magic did not have much resistance and soon lost. At 117-97, the Lakers were mainly anti-visitors in Orlando, with a 20-point advantage to defeat their opponents. While giving the Magic 3 consecutive losses, the Lakers extended their winning streak since the beginning of the game to 5 games. Start with 5 consecutive wins. Because the game was going to take so fast, Logan played just 2 quarters today. 18 minutes 35 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals and 2 blocks, the efficiency is amazing. With the Lakers winning 2 straight in a single week and Logan's stats still hot, many fans have begun to discuss, will Logan be voted Western Conference Player of the Week for the second week in a row? Everybody thinks Logan locked in the best of the week of the second week in the West ahead of schedule? But I don't think so. A game that ended a little later. Devin Booker, who led the team to beat the New Orleans Pelicans in extra time, shouted directly in a post-game interview, "This week's best of the Western week belongs to me, and God can't take it away." Episode 38, Booker's wave is not casual. In the first week of the new season, the Phoenix Suns had a poor record, losing all 3 games and ranking at the bottom of the Western Conference. But in the second week, Devin Booker ushered in a state of outburst. Against the Portland Blazers, Booker blasted 39 points and 7 assists to lead the team to victory. Home to the New Orleans Pelicans. Although Booker fought until the 6 fouls left the court, he also left a performance of 38 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists in the whole game, helping the team to win the limit against the opponent. In the Suns' 2-game winning streak this season, Booker averaged 38.5 points, 5 assists, and 3.5 rebounds per game. If you really want to talk about the record plus player statistics, he does have the capital to appear in the second week of the Western Conference Weekly Best Competition list. Especially, the next game. Phoenix Suns will also face the Los Angeles Lakers at home. There is no doubt that the future of the league will belong to this group of capable and talented young players. In the evening on ESPN News, Stephen A. Smith excitedly said, "Logan took the lead and became the representative of the new generation of stars." Devin Booker is not far behind, averaging close to 40 plus 5 in both games, calling Logan Rogan. After all, Rogan's current 2 games this week have averaged 41 points per game due to playing time issues. The gap with Booker in terms of scoring is not large. Not surprisingly, this week's Western Conference week was between these 2 young players. This season's NBA is so interesting. The traditional powerhouses of the Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors scored too many points to result in no particularly prominent player. The Warriors, even though Durant scored 39 points in the last game, but considering the level of his teammates. In the best competition of the week, there is also a role in subtracting points. The San Antonio Spurs core Leonard Stadium performed well, but the numbers weren't explosive enough. The data ups and downs of Westbrook plus Anthony Davis plus James Harden are like a roller coaster and are not stable enough. While Rogan's data continued to rise, Booker bombarded the average data of nearly 40 plus 5, and followed his wrist. It is worthy of the pattern of strong West and weak East. Even the scramble for the best of the week in the West is much fiercer than in the East. Judging from the current situation, the Lakers' next game against the Suns may determine the best of the Western Conference this week. Stephen A. Smith cited, Garrett Bakken took over the stubble. If the Suns can win the game, then Booker will suppress Logan in terms of record and lock in the best of the week. If the Lakers can continue to soar, then Logan will be the best of the week without any problems. Once Logan takes the weekly best again, he will become the first in NBA history, with all the rookies of the week winning the first 2 weeks of the rookie season. This is something that even Shaquille O'Neal wanted to achieve, but did not achieve. I wish Logan did what I didn't do. TNT Evening Symposium. Shaquille O'Neal directly revealed the Lakers' number 7 shirt inside his suit. "Look at this, guys, I'm a diehard Logan fan right now. Come on Shaq, I really think it's so easy to be the best of the week." Charles Barkley poured cold water directly on the shark. "I'm also bullish on Rogan, but please note that there are very few players in NBA history who can win the best player of the week." Fliggy actually supported Logan as well. But looking at the decades of NBA history, there are really very few players who can win the best awards of the week. The first player in NBA history to be the best player of the second week was Jordan, the peak of the 88-89 season. In those 2 weeks, Jordan led the team to 7 wins and 1 loss, averaging 33 plus 10 triple-doubles per game, which made history without dispute. After that, the only player who could win the best player of the week was Admiral David Robinson. The answer is Allen Iverson. Stone Fotum Duncan. Wolf King Kevin Garnett. Steve Nash, the son of the wind. Warcraft Dwight Howard. Little Emperor LeBron James. Black Mamba Kobe Bryant. Counting Michael Jordan, the list has only 9 players. Even last season's Daily Coup failed to achieve the best feat of the week. You can imagine how difficult it can be to have a week at its best. But if Logan can beat the Suns tomorrow and the numbers are still blowing, I think someone will be able to shake his dominance in the Week Best Award. O'Neal was confident in Logan. Charles, do you dare to gamble with me? Of course I don't dare. Charles Barkley vetoed the game outright. Shaq, I'm also a Logan fan. It's hard, but I'd love for Logan to achieve something you haven't done. While blowing Rogan, while damaging the Shark, the flying pig wave of operations left O'Neal speechless. This wave, even if the Shark's IQ is suppressed. At the end of the day, everything has to be handed over to tomorrow's game. Kenny Smith, sitting between two large tonnage stars, made a round scene. Fortunately, tomorrow's Suns' home game against the Lakers will be NT's national live broadcast. Charles and Shaq. Looking at the fat guys on his left and right, Kenny Smith continued, I think you have every chance to see for yourself who the best of the West in the second week of the season really belongs to. TV shows are like this that requires traffic. Fliggy and Sharks beep, in fact, or to TNT, tomorrow's national live broadcast advertising. Of course, the effect of their wave of programs can also be regarded as full. TNT TV's webcast channel, the number of fans who have booked to watch the Suns vs Lakers is more than any previous TNT live broadcast in the United States. Millions of fans, through the webcast channel, are watching this battle that determines the best fate of the Western Conference Week. Episode 39, November 5th, United States Time. Phoenix, West Coast Arena. This basketball stadium, which is enough to accommodate more than 19,000 fans, has a mediocre attendance today. This is also a helpless thing. Since Nash left the Sun, Phoenix citizens, the attention to the Sun is decreasing year by year. Especially in recent seasons, even the playoffs have not been able to make it in. They are getting less and less attention. Today, nearly tens of thousands of fans can come to the scene to watch the game, which is already borrowing the light of another team that came to the stadium. I'm here for Logan. Outside the West Arena, among the fans waiting to enter, there are fans wearing the Lakers number 7 jersey. I'm a Los Angeles, I work at Phoenix, the Lakers are my home team and Logan is my new idol. I'm also here for Logan, he's the NBA's most anticipated superstar this year. If it wasn't for Rogan, I wouldn't have come to live Phoenix Suns games, they've been so bad in recent seasons. Almost all the fans who were interviewed by the media showed their attitude. They're not Sun fans. Most of the fans on the scene seem to be coming for Logan and the Lakers. As the fans gradually entered, the commentary seat was on the scene. NT celebrity Kenny Smith noticed what the fans were wearing. I actually saw hordes of fans wearing Lakers number 7 jerseys. Yes, I also saw a few wearing numbers 34 and 24. Shaquille O'Neal's perspective is tricky. Oh, there's a couple dressed in 34s and 8s over there. Lakers number 34 plus Lakers number 8. This is the okay combination period, Austrian fat and nagging jersey number. There is no doubt that this couple is a veteran Lakers fan. Come on Shaq, the number 34 shirt is obviously the least number of appearances. Charles Barkley skillfully drove the damage. The 7th and 24th are the most appearing numbers in the stadium. So what, even if the number 34 appears less, it is the 34th of the Lakers. Not the 34th of the Sun. The Shark snapped back. Charles, you're the player who won the MVP in this city. The number of fans today is not as many as mine. The two fat men began to pinch Kenny Smith across the camera, and the fans in front of the broadcast camera laughed and closed their mouths. The show worked out and Kenny Smith pulled the conversation back. Cough cough. Speaking of today's game, Shaq, have you ever had this kind of home-to-away game? Never, there is absolutely no possibility for my home to cheer on away players. The Shark shook his head. Kenny, you know, this situation often shows that the team playing at home lacks a real star player. That's why I'm looking forward to Devin Booker today. Charles Barkley took up the conversation. Seriously, it doesn't feel good to turn home into an away game. I believe that no player in the NBA can tolerate this happening. Devin Booker has been in great form this season and he is absolutely capable of changing the situation. Of course, if Booker wants to turn this around, the performance he needs to play must definitely overshadow Rogan. This requirement is not so simple to do. This is Phoenix. Devin Booker, who was interviewed before the game, didn't have any unnecessary nonsense. I'll take back the cheers that should have belonged to me in Phoenix. What the best battle of the week, Booker has forgotten about it. Own home stadium, as a result, there are more Logan fans than their own? How can this be tolerated? Count the shame of being blown up by Logan in the Summer League. Booker's new hatred and old hatred today should be counted together. With a determination to counterattack, he scored 10 consecutive three-pointers in the warm-up round. Show off your hot feel today. The pre-match warm-up between the two sides ended quickly, with two team starters standing on the pitch. Phoenix Suns starters, Eric Bledsoe, plus Devin Booker, plus TJ Warren, plus Garrett Dudley, and Tyson Chandler. The Lakers starting starts are still Russell plus Old Dang 2 plus Londo plus Little Nance and Logan. The players on both sides appeared, and Booker, who was fighting against Logan, directly wrote the battle book. I want to double the shame of the Summer League being destroyed by you, and double it to you, Xiao Lian. Without even looking at the angry Booker, Logan smiled. Xiao Lian has been blown up too much by me. Which one are you? Xiao Lian has been hit too much? Which one are you? Logan laughed and said these words, which made Booker's already soaring fighting spirit climb to the top in an instant. However, before he could say a word back to Logan, the two centers had already started jumping. Tyson Chandler defeated Nance Jr. and put the ball in Eric Bledsoe. Bloodcloth received the ball directly and long pass, trying to find Booker and let him take the lead with today's hot three-point line to help the team make a good start. Whoosh! Say it sooner rather than later. The long passage of the Bloodcloth is fast and precise. Directly and accurately delivered to the arms of the first to attack Logan. Oh, is Devin Booker in a daze? The ball passed to him by Eric Bledsoe was intercepted by Logan halfway. The ball was Logan's reaction so fast he seemed to have expected Eric to make a long pass to Devin. Don't talk about that, Logan's speeding counterattack is coming. TNT commentary seat. Buckley and O'Neal rushed to explain Logan's performance. These two senior Luo fans, at the beginning of the game, decisively showdown and showed their identity. On the pitch, Logan, who completed the steal in an instant, turned directly from defense to attack, and after impacting the front court, the big back dodged the interception of Eric Bledsoe in front of him. Facing the empty front court, one step inside the classic free throw line, the Rock spreads its wings and the Tomahawk soars. 2:0. Los Angeles Lakers take the lead. Episode 40. Logan's speed is too fast, the Phoenix Sun has no time to defend at all. Charles, Logan can definitely achieve a free throw line dunk. This ball is a free throw line dunk. Shaq, I'm starting to look forward to this kid participating in this year's dunk contest, which will definitely be a battle in history. United States, Phoenix, American West Arena. Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal on the sidelines, commenting online on Logan's powerful gliding tomahawk. At the same time, the fans watching the game on the sidelines of the West Coast Arena also erupted into thunderous cheers with Logan's buckle. Who are the Suns fans? The brothers are all coming to see Logan. Logan buckle's so handsome, it's much cooler than watching a video. It's a shame I work in Phoenix, and if I could live in Los Angeles, I would be able to watch Logan play every day. I really want to move to Los Angeles and settle down. Phoenix fans in the audience complained all sorts of complaints. Why is Phoenix so far from Los Angeles? Why can the Lakers only come to Phoenix twice a season? They can only watch 2 Logan games at the doorstep, and they really can't stand it. Listen to the cheers of the fans in the stadium for Logan's goal. Devin Booker couldn't help it. Offensive end. Booker took the initiative to ask his teammates for the ball. After holding the ball on the flank, Booker 3 threatened to throw a false shot. Take a step forward, retreat quickly, raise your hand and vote. Unlike the Summer League period, Booker noticeably sped up his shot in the summer. This ball is quickly drawn and replaced by ordinary defenders, and it is really difficult to react. Unfortunately, standing in front of him was Logan under the blessing of the Wild. Hesitating as a cheetah, Logan flew up and grabbed Booker's retreat step by 2 points with one arm in the air. Grabbing the ball with one hand, Logan quickly turned to shake off Booker, who was standing in his way. It's like crossing a wooden stake. Then counter the front, rush into the penalty area, clap your hands, and ignite the whole field with a big windmill. Oh, Logan, this is turning the game into a personal dunk show. I just like to watch this, let's play a few more balls. The more he buckles like that, the more I want to see how he does in the dunk race. Buckley and O'Neal's voices soared. Especially Fliggy. He said directly, even if the ball is placed in the dunk competition, it is definitely a deduction with a full score. Why? First of all, Logan's buckle started as a glide close to the free throw line. Secondly, Logan's dunk is highly complete, he dribbles to complete the long-range gliding big windmill dunk. In the end, he completed the buckle with a sense of power, without losing the glitter of the glide buckle. The dunk is nothing more than ornamental, flight distance, plus completion. No matter from which point of view, this buckle that Logan completed in actual combat is a deduction of full points. I agree with you, Charles, that Logan will definitely be invited to this season's dunk contest. O'Neal gave a rare nod to Buckley's point. Last season's dunk contest was already a historical level 2-person battle. Logan's addition will make this season's dunk contest more spectacular. Last season, the 2015-16 season, The NBA All-Star Slam Dunk Contest contributed a two-person showdown that definitely went down in the history of the Slam Dunk Contest. Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine. Two young people with superhuman dunk talents teamed up to give away full dunks on the All-Star stage. All-Star Slam Dunk Contest, the first time in history with double overtime. Gordon's turnaround with a round buckle and an L-shaped seat buckle. LaVine played the free throw line 3 times and showed his proud gliding ability. The 15-16 All-Star Slam Dunk Contest was even voted by many fans the most exciting All-Star Dunk Contest in NBA history. In the case of the situation where it is known that Aaron Gordon, who missed last season's Dunk King, has booked a dunk contest spot in advance. If Logan can compete, the duel between these two is already worth looking forward to. If Zach LaVine, the king of the second dunk, also chooses to hit the Triple Crown, the lineup of LaVine plus Gordon plus Logan is enough to challenge the title of the strongest dunk contest in NBA history. O'Neal and Barkley even ignored that they were still explaining the Suns and Lakers. When they think about the possible entries for this season's dunk contest, they can't help but think about it. They can't be blamed for that. It is a fan who sees this kind of lineup and will only feel, the picture is too beautiful to see. Back on the playing field, the Sun attacked in the next round, the boxer on the inside ate Nance Jr., and the basket that turned around failed to hit. The rebound was taken into the hands of Londo, and the Lakers instigated a counterattack. However, Londo's pass almost made a mistake, and the old dang two pounced on the field to save the ball to Russell. The Sun has also returned to the defensive position. Familiar with the position battle attack, Logan came out on the right side to ask for the ball. Russell hit the ground to give the ball. Boo. The basketball started, and Logan directly exerted force under his feet, and the instantaneous acceleration of the explosion made Devin Booker beyond his reach. Sun inside, Tyson Chandler stood in a good position early. Although the Boxers' offense has slipped to the point where it can no longer slide, the defense still has a hand. Boom. Of course, his defense is only a hand. Logan confronted the Boxer in a good position, took off directly, pressed the opponent hard, and pressed the ball into the basket for weeks. Partitions. Logan cut off Tyson Chandler. Oh, I don't think there's much to say about this game. Logan has fully turned on Showtime. The Meiji Arena is a stage for him. The Flying Pig and O'Neal in the narration table have already turned over. The young talents they value show their talents in the competition of their own interpretation. Don't be too cool, there is wood there. Throughout the first quarter of the game, Logan ravaged the basket like crazy, completely ignoring the Suns and the entire team. Amid the boiling sound of the home fans' enthusiastic cheers for the away players, Logan scored 26 points in a single quarter, equaling the NBA all-time personal first-quarter scoring record. Led the team to a 20-point net victory over the Suns in the first quarter. The second week of Western Week Best is no longer in suspense. At the end of the first quarter of the game, open the technical statistics of the Fliggy directly to shoot bricks. It only took one section for Logan to end the suspense once and for all. Who cares about this? Big Shark O'Neal directly interrupted Fliggy's speech. Listen, Charles, all I care about now is Logan's performance today. He tied the record in the first quarter and scored 26 points. According to his state today, this is 50 points in a single game.